The Waratahs have just had a win against the Highlanders in their last game at the Sydney Football Stadium this season. Al Baxter has just played his last game there, and though the public doesn't know it yet, so has captain Phil Waugh.
Thank you, thanks guys.
Don't retire yet.
But I think you really measure commitment when you're under pressure, when the opposition's got the ball, you've got to defend for 20 minutes. Blokes just keep getting up and keep knocking blokes over. That's what commitment's about, that's what character's about, and that's what this team's got.
Get the rhythm first, and we'll come back, we'll do 3 of these. Let's go.
Former Olympic sprinter Matt Shervington has been appointed the task of working with the squad to improve techniques for speed. He brings to the table a wealth of skills aimed at producing faster, more efficient players.
Shervo's been great. The way he coaches it makes it very easy to understand. The differences between running fast and running slow are minimal, and it's just about being efficient.
So take all of that work that we just did and the feeling of that movement, that's where I want you to be when you hit that first cone. The great thing about running fast is everybody can improve, and it's just a matter of some slight technical changes, getting a little bit more stability through your ankles and your hip position. Stop, lean forward a bit. No. Lean forward as though you're just about to step forward. Yep. I think one of the key improvements for the players has been their ability to back up throughout the game, to play the full 80 minutes with great efficiency when it comes to using their speed. And one of the key things there is being able to put yourself in a position both in attack and defence, not just at the start of the game but right through to the end as well.
In the professional rugby era, specialist coaching is not enough on its own, and science and technology is used to complement training and deliver peak fitness to each player.
We've got 16 players out there who we're monitoring at the moment via live data. Curtly, for example, in this session, done 4.8 kilometres, hit a max velocity of 8.4, which is good. Heart rate data is good, so he's got a nice anaerobic response out of the session, and we can say that that's been really good for him in regards to keeping his skill and his metabolic qualities up. It's imperative that we get some good data, know what they're doing training, making sure that the training that we're doing is specific to getting the best out of them on the weekend.
Another way that valuable player data can be gathered is through regular urine testing to ensure that, among other things, players remain hydrated.
What do you reckon, Cliffy?
So over the limit? 1.015, so that's good.
Is that hydrated?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep, perfect.
We've got a machine here that's called a refractometer. Day before game day, players will do give me a urine sample, and it'll give us a reading to see if they're hydrated.
For some players, a simple test provides an opportunity to get creative.
Sorry, Pete.
The weekend brings with it the last match of the regular season. It's a must-win game for the Tars, who face a Brumbies side with nothing to lose.
To Beale over halfway, inside ball, Lockie Turner, they're not going to get to him. Turner scores the first try for the Waratahs. against this old team.
That try, memory, Dave Brockoff. The pick and drive, he loved it.
The 10-metre mark, Brumbies territory. Alcock. Oh, great run! Chris Alcock. Big one! Alcock, what a try! Alcock is all class.
So he beats two, including Viv, just rips it apart. He's beaten 7 players, Guernsey.
Oh, that's turned over. There's the toe through from
it's going to work.
What?
This is going to work.
Nisi! He needs to keep it on the toe. So Sini and Nisi! Yes! Third try for his final season with the Waratahs. He's in.
Oh, Beale's done well.
Currently, Turner started the try scoring. He just couldn't free the hand there to offload. Now it's Josh Holmes. Pick and go! Try!
Yes, very well worked.
Ghetto and Fainafo! Well, it finally worked. So the season ends for the Brumbies on a poor note, but the Waratahs are into the playoffs for the 5th time in the last 7 years.
It has been a dominant display, and pending results from other games will determine if their next challenge awaits them in New Zealand or South Africa. For a brief moment though, they can enjoy this victory and the place they have earned as Super Rugby finalists.
Mentioned earlier, Storm was averaging 10 points against them.
With ever-increasing media scrutiny of high-profile sporting clubs both on and off the pitch, teams require a liaison to provide topical news information and manage media contact with the players. For the HSBC Waratahs, this important task falls to media manager Brett Moore.
Well, I guess one of the key things that we need to do being a professional team is interact with the media. The media is our window to the spectators, to the fans and all of our members, so we need to be doing that all the time. I think the nature of professional sport, particularly in Australia now, just means that when you get your media exposure, you guys have to be good at it, and they have to want to do it. I mean, we have 24-hour news channels now. We have sports channels on free-to-air. There is that much of a market out there, and we want a slice of it. Our sponsors want us to get a slice of it, and the best way to do that is to get the interest in the players. And the players need to be ready to do it. They are ready to do it, and they're pretty professional at doing it from a young age. And when they are, it makes my job a hell of a lot easier too.
No laughing now. Okay, and again, side on. 3/4 on at the left turn.
The whole season ends up being a lot of housekeeping, and we've got the guys from EA Sports in here today. They're doing a lot of headshots.
Straight ahead down me.
There'll be a new rugby game that's going to come out, and they find a little bit of a punish, but we've put on a free feed for them out the front, so knocking them all over. It's just one of those little bits of housekeeping that keeps on going throughout the whole season.
Done deal. Thanks very much.
Well, I think anyone who loves sport would love to be involved in a professional sporting environment, and the ability to work alongside these guys who are as professional as they come in the sport of rugby in Australia is an absolute privilege, and I think I'm one of the lucky ones who just gets to go along for the ride with them. It is sport, it's professional sport, you've got a job to do behind the scenes, but at the end of the day, if you're not passionate about the organisation you're working for and the team that you're working for, then there's probably someone better for the job. And I think when you ride those emotions, when you ride the highs, probably because you've felt some of those lows, it's probably some of the best satisfaction that anyone can have in doing their job, and it makes it all worthwhile at the end of the week when your full-time siren goes and the team's tasted victory and you know that everyone's worked towards it. I think you're allowed to be a bit emotional and a bit passionate about that.
Pause and go!
The longest Super Rugby season in the competition's history has taken its toll on the squad. The strength and conditioning staff have several more names to add to the unavailable list for the finals campaign.
Yeah, we've got a lot of injuries, and there doesn't seem to be a particular trend across the soft tissue, hard tissue, and I suppose the strength and conditioning department just work within the parameters they've got. Injury-wise, what they can do, some guys are more limited than others. And if that's the case, unfortunately, sometimes it can get a little bit repetitive. But yeah, there's a lot of cross training going on, that's for sure. The injury group's pretty big.
Wycliffe Palu, broken shoulder blade, probably out for 8 to 9 weeks.
Daniel Halanahu, grade 3 hamstring, probably looking at about 3 months.
Rob Horn, elbow ligament repair. I've been out for about 4 months, looking to get back in a couple of weeks now.
There must be 12 injured. I think there's a team's worth injured, a bloody good team, and yeah, if we make it past the Blues to what would probably be the Reds, I think we're going to get a chunk of blokes back who are going to be chomping at the bit. There's a couple of guys who are borderline, just on the cusp of being able to play, and they've been training really hard. They're right on the edge, and they're pretty ready to explode. They're just praying we can hang on this week.
Sekope Keppel. My injury is a high grade 2 medial ligament strain, 4 to 6 weeks injury.
My name's Lockie McCaffrey. I dislocated my ankle and broke my tibia and fibula in a bad tackle, and it's been 9 months.
Ben Moen, I hurt my ankle playing against the Bulls, so I've ended up with ankle syndesmosis, and it's a 6-week injury.
My name's Fitzy. I've tore my medial meniscus, so I spent about 10 weeks in our recovery time, and hopefully the boys get a good result this weekend and look to try and play next week.
As frustrating as it can get, we just try and cheer each other up and get up for a session with the other injured boys, and just makes things fun and get through it. So really looking forward to next week if the boys can do the job over the Blues tomorrow night. So yeah.
The squad is several hours from departing for Auckland. An injury to halfback Luke Burgess this morning will no doubt make the news today. However, there is a bigger bombshell yet to come.
Right, thanks for coming, guys. Just like to announce that at the end of 2011, I'll be retiring as a professional rugby player. At 31 years of age, I think the timing's right for me to make the transition into business. It's been my honour and my privilege to have played at the Waratahs for 13 years. I've been very humbled and very proud to have represented Australia over a decade, which has encompassed 79 Test matches. I hope to increase on that number. It's a big year for rugby, and obviously like to be a member of the World Cup squad. I'd like to say a big thank you to all my coaches, from my first coach at Narrabeen right through through to the current coaches that I play under now. I think the coaches have played a huge part in my development, not only as a player but as a person as well. So I'd like to thank them very much. A special mention to the medical staff. I guess playing in my position and getting as many bumps and bruises as I have had. For the medical staff to get me on the field on many occasions, it's been a big effort. I'd just like to also thank our supporters. Supporters are what drives us, and also our sponsors. I think as a sportsman, the longevity is hard, but I think it's even rarer for sponsors to have the same longevity. And special mention to HSBC, who have been with the Waratahs for 10 years. I'd like to thank my family and friends who have supported me all the way through. I often get very honest feedback on my performance from my family and friends. Not always what I want to hear, but it's certainly honest. The players, I think, this is probably where I do get a little bit emotional. I think I'm fortunate enough to have made a lot of lifelong friends along the way, and not only in Australia but around the world. Just a big thank you, I guess, to all the players I've played with and against for their friendship. Finally, I just like to say I'm very proud of my career. Very proud of what I've achieved, and in terms of rugby memories, I hope that my fondest memories occur over the coming months. Thank you very much.
For the last 7 days, the corridors of Waratahs HQ have been missing a familiar figure, and the staff and players have been missing a familiar friend. The service today of David Brockhoff, former Waratah and Wallaby player and coach, is attended by a large gathering. Unfortunately, many of the current side are unable to attend. To a man as passionate about rugby as Brock, a Super Rugby qualifying final in Auckland would no doubt have been the only acceptable excuse.
Charge down. Phil Waugh giving chase. Munro's going to get across there first of all for the Blues, and Waugh claims him and puts him straight into touch.
An arm in there of Ali Williams.
Oh, Tamani has it at the back. Oh, and then he looked up and then dropped it cold.
That was just about in Sitter's stretching range too.
Tried the dummy and away he goes, and he got a beautiful ball out the back, and Turner thought about giving it to Pakalani, decided against it in the end. Now Robinson inside the Blues 22. This is promising from the Waratahs. Gives it to Alunya, taken by Matthewson. So yes, for the right, they're getting over the advantage line, and Jones goes wide. Here's Carter straightening, giving it now to Ryan Cross. Cross pops it up. Carter. Tom Carter got away from one, and he's getting close, and he might be in. Here's it. Try to the Waratahs. Tom Carter. What a fend. Matthewson. Now he gives it to Brett. And here's Payne up into the line. McAllister gives it to Munro, and Munro is in for the Blues. Well worked. They hold on to him. Penalty. Good strike. And the Blues with a golden opportunity. Now it's Williams. Williams back on the inside. Boric almost dropped it. Now he does, and Pakalani has it. He knocks it forward, does he? It's all over the place. No problem from there. So the Blues are back in front. Stanley. And now Munro and a Foa. Oh, Payne did well to drag it in from behind, and now he gives it to Ellie Williams. Strike time to the big All Black lock. Ellie Williams, smoke and fireworks all around the ground, and a smile as wide as the Auckland Harbour Bridge.
Keep working, ANZ.
Can they keep their season alive? Can they get back in it? Wide ball. Ryan Cross. Cross gets it out to Lockie Turner, and Turner will score. Is it too late? They need more.
Let's go, Sauce. Let's go, mate. Come on.
Inside the final 30 seconds of the 2011 season for the New South Wales Waratahs. Started the season as one of the favoured teams, but that horrendous run of injuries has really cost them, and I think when they look back, they'll consider it a successful year, making it into the playoffs for the 5th time in 7 years. We say thank you for the memories to Phil Waugh, one of the greats of Australian rugby.
The HSBC Waratahs 2011 campaign has come to an end, and the players here tonight will now take part in the remainder of the Super Rugby season as spectators, like their colleagues at home. Phil Waugh is clapped off the field for the last time. For a captain who has always had unwavering belief in his team and their ability, this season has surely ended several weeks earlier than expected. And many will share in his disappointment that the fairy tale ending was not to be.
Because it's hard, you look back a couple of weeks after and the disappointment's still there from the season, but you've got to be satisfied with a lot of the things that we did.
I think the team's own expectations are very high. So you can't say it was a successful season because we didn't play last Saturday. We weren't in the final.
It's hard to always bring myself to say good luck and support and congratulations to the Reds, but I truly do believe they played well and they deserve to win the competition.
When we look back, we'll need to review and sit down and look at reasons why. But at the end of the day, we made the finals with some of the challenges that we had. Disappointed, but a sense of achievement as well.
2011 did not produce a title. While history will not list this year as a great vintage, it has built foundations for a promising future. These experiences, no matter how harsh, are never forgotten and only serve as lessons forever learned. Sport does not celebrate your wins or mourn your losses. It won't thank you for your efforts, it simply moves on. After all, the next season is just around the corner.